Hey guys, welcome back. Got Thursday, June 17th. We're talking about GameStop again today, talk about SPY. Not a whole lot of new development. I'm gonna talk about the failed delivers, the options. Got my settings back, so we're good. I had to log into a different account on here. Very strange. Hopefully it sounds better, and if you didn't like how it was previous, better. Anyways, sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Let's go. First, GME's price action today was very strange. Super low volume today, which we've seen. I think this is the lowest volume we've had since, let's see, 3.6. Lowest volume we've had since the 4th of this month. However, the action this morning was very, very strange. Just like it was moving so slowly. And the volume in the morning too was very low. For the first hour and even 2 hours, I'm not sick, and it looked really weird. I don't know if anybody noticed that, but it's just like it wasn't jumping. It didn't have a big range at all this morning. It was a very small range and moved so slowly. It was like lagging. I don't know what was going on. E-Trade was also lagging. I got hyped on it though. I was like, okay, something different's happening. It's about to blow up, and that's what I look for stuff like that, like discrepancies or inconsistencies for something to be, to change. So I got hyped for a bit, and then it just kind of settled down. I was like, all right, no big deal. Anyways, the failed to deliver. I'd been excited about the 24th and kind of this T35 that we've been talking about, and this thing. And then I looked at the DD the other day of the guy talking about the SLD, which is the liquidity that hedge funds need at a certain time of the month, and why if the failed delivers are high during that time, then it's much worse because you have to be more careful. Anyways, I liked how clean this was. Then I was like, okay, this day and this day and this day, it makes sense. This other DD though is like saying how much it's really just one failed deliver date, and then it's every day there's a failed deliver they potentially will cover. Oh man. Anyways, today, so today there was 4 million ETFs that had failed delivers, so that supposedly caused this price action today. Also on that DD, which actually is kind of validated here, is just that it doesn't necessarily mean it's open to close, but it's just price action during the day, and we kind of saw that. I mean, today we had a pretty big range overall, but we're only up 0.2%. I think it was up here. I don't have a draw thing, but I think this was like 5% or something. I don't know, you can do quick math. 220 we opened, or no, wait, where are we? Where's our open? Yeah, 220-ish. Went up at 233. Now we're back down to 223, so somewhat of a range, and that's what the fail deliver is. Like, it's potentially they're covering, and then it could be more shorting to bring it back down. The problem is when you're in this SLD period, you have to be careful with your capital because your capital requirements are higher. Anyways, so it's not speaking to me too much yet. I do have calls, and I maybe should have just waited until what's worked for me, and that is waiting for volume with price action. That being said, on the hourly, we're looking good. We're looking bullish. We've got a floor that we set here, and we're making higher lows. I'd say this is a low, this is a low, this is a low. These are all higher. They're getting higher. The high is kind of squeezing a little bit, but it's consolidating still. And then we've got these nice big green bars over the 9 moving average. So this is all good. MACD's stayed good throughout all of this. We've really been consolidating. We've traded in these kind of large ranges during the day, but at the end of the day, I think today and yesterday it's like within 1% of where we opened. So it looks jumpy, but really it's pretty much a flat line. Let's see if actually the extended hours makes it look that way. It smooths it out a little bit if you see extended hours. So yeah, you can see how smooth that kind of looks. But yeah, I don't know. So anyways, yeah, the hourly looks good. We're kind of staying in this range. This is why I like to sell premium, honestly. I'll show you the puts. We sold puts. They're doing great. Just letting time decay on them. And honestly, those have funded all these calls I got set up for this week and next week. Most of them are next week, thankfully, because I think next week will be big. Who was it? I read one of the DDs about. What's that one? It was a tweet from one of the guys. I don't know. It was a tweet from someone talking about them shorting, them basically trying to prevent a gamma squeeze, which is how I interpreted it, by shorting the SPX with options short term. I don't quite understand if it could prevent it, but that's kind of what I was reading into it. So not sure if you guys know anything about that, but that would be pretty sad if the market makers are able to figure out a way to prevent gamma squeezes. Anyways, hourly is not bad. Daily, it's actually, I mean, look at the daily. Look at this thing. I mean, MACD is still bearish, but we've set this nice floor. Our short term is still over our long term moving average. I mean, that's always bullish. And yeah, it looks like we're just consolidating, kind of waiting for next week. Honestly, tomorrow it might close, might be shorted a lot. iBorrow is just wonky. It's 1.1 million, and then 25,000 and 300,000. So I don't know. SEC said that about, or not the SEC, the New York Stock Exchange made that comment about dark pool trading and how it's potentially affecting the price of stocks. There's a lot of different news coming out, kind of with what we've read and learned reading Reddit, really. So I think that's bullish. I mean, if it becomes more known. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. And the overall market today, pretty big swing here. Had this big dump. Banks dumped, and I think they're just getting started. I'm not sure how it's going to play out. If it's going to be just a slow correction for them, or if it's going to just kind of go quick with with a market crash, or how that's going to work. We do have puts on a couple of the banks, as well as the SPY. Let me show you the plays. Let's see the history today. So bought to open. Yeah, so I bought this 260 call. It's getting all hyped. I sold my UONE shares. I didn't realize they offered shares yesterday, so I came out on a loss on that. I sold my eyes shares. GME, I bought calls. And I bought 8 UVXY calls, $76. It's all the way up there for July 2nd. So yeah, we'll see. But basically, my GME puts I sold are going to fund, even if all these calls I bought expire worthless, the GME puts I sold are funding it. So hopefully they don't expire worthless. I can keep both, but if they do, I mean, GME actually might close below 210 by tomorrow. I'm not sure, but if it doesn't, then yeah, we'll just collect the 7,700 premium, and that's almost exactly what I put into long calls for this week and next week. These are down quite a bit because today was very slow, and I bought these on yesterday on that big candle, getting all hyped up with all these new fail deliver ideas in my head. Oh, it's fail delivers every day, and today there's 4 million ETF FTDs. I'm as confused as maybe some of you, but this week I don't know much about this week, honestly. It doesn't seem like tomorrow's supposed to be as good today based on that most recent DD I've read. And if that's an indication, that means tomorrow won't be that good because today sucked. Yeah, there were some bumps in price action, and but closing up only 0.5% is not even half, is not great. So the 24th, kind of what we were originally thinking, that might, I don't know, 23rd, I'm gonna probably start getting calls tomorrow if it's a big dip, especially if it's a dip. But Monday, Tuesday, I'm not sure. That DD read Tuesday is a big day, Wednesday is a big day. So we will see. This price action right here, actually, I wanted to mention this. I forgot about it. I was kind of looking out for failed delivers when they're covering. And so we saw this big green candle at 11:10. And then someone in Discord, shout out whoever that was, I can't remember, sorry. They just mentioned third call sweeps. And I said when? They said around 11. It's like, okay, so this was probably just call sweeps for next week. I think it was a 400 strike. So some big whales are calling for next week to be 400 or higher, I would assume, which is good. Whenever there's call sweeps, that's typically good. And we are building a nice little handle here on our cup. So that's really all I'm trying to do, is build nice pictures. Just follow the pictures. AMC today, they did have a run, and I think this might have been failed deliver stuff. So I don't know, on GME, maybe they're able to, there's all these new regulations coming out, all these new things that are potentially altering the way the price action works, and I'm not sure if they are or not. So it's kind of difficult to know, okay, if it happened then, is it going to happen now? And if it happened then, is it going to happen the same now? And I guess that's kind of the stock market, but this is a unique situation where they're constantly changing and adding new regulations, and so it's tough. I think the most concrete way to trade this, at least with options, is if you want to just wait and be totally certain, massive volume and green candles, really. Until then, like all these little plays I'm trying to like bump up on failed delivers. Yeah, I'm trying to make it I'm trying to make it rain until the squeeze, but yeah, it's not going to be, you know, I might just end up spending more capital trying to squeeze all I can out of these little moves. This, yeah, so, and not to say I can't and it's not going to happen. I mean, some of these squeeze we had pretty good gains. We had 50k on this bump right here, and same with back here in March. So not to say we can't, but if you're waiting for certainty, I mean, this could start going on low volume, but it's really going to start once we see a lot of volume. In my opinion, that's what's going to be okay. It's has begun. And I mean, volume like back in January, and I think it's going to be much more eventually, but initially it's going to be probably volume like this, and then it's going to keep going with much more volume. So yeah, all these little failed delivers, all this, hard to know. It does look like the chart's nice little bull cup and handle. I think once we break past 350, it's going to get kind of wild. Will that be a suppressed mini short squeeze to 400 or 500 and then come back down? Maybe. And we'll probably know by then, based on whatever comes out, volume, shares borrowed, who's gone bankrupt. You know, we'll be able to tell, because we know that there's a lot of naked shorts. We know there's a lot of failed delivers. It's probably 5 times the float that they have to cover. And if we're not selling, then I'm not even if it does go to 500, I mean, it's like I'm not buying it. Maybe I will actually buy it at 500, but I'm not buying it. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. So anyways, sorry guys, kind of rambling today, but it was a slow day, and there's not a whole lot for me to talk about. I mean, there is, but my brain's so scattered and fried because of all this stuff that is going on, all this DD I'm having to read and learn about. I got these UVXY calls. I try to get SQQQ calls. I'm basically looking for the furthest out the money, basically YOLO, without risking too much. So lowest probability, highest reward. So on UVXY, I kind of just stretch the date out until I want as much time as I can, but I don't want to pay too much premium because I'm trying to go way out the money. So on UVXY, I was looking kind of like what, June 9th or July 9th, which is 22 days. Not a whole lot of time. Actually, those are the ones that filled. What did I get? July 2nd? Yeah. No. July 23rd, these. Or 21st, yeah. So I'm kind of trying to play it how I did with these bank plays. And these, I mean, these have done nice so far. I mean, we're 100% on them, but I put in such a small amount. So it went from 3 cents to, 6 cents, which is great. But these are kind of a play for when the banks, I mean, these get in the money and these are worth, whatever, $1,000 a piece or something. So, But I'm trying to find something like this where it's just a few cents and I can get a bunch of them, get 100 or a few hundred, and then just go from there. And it's hard to get time, so you get more time, of course you're paying more for premium. So we'll see. I'm looking out for it. SQQQ has it better as far as the premium, as you can see. So SQQQ, I was actually looking up the differences. UVXY is more about, I guess, volatility. It's short, I think it's short-term futures. But then I looked it up and it's like, it's more plays into volatility, and SQQQ is actually triple daily inverse of the NASDAQ, I believe. Something along those lines. So they kind of have different exposure. But anyways, banks are dumping. SPY is kind of dumping. We've got SPY puts that are still doing fine. They're up. Or no, are they back down? Need to average into these. No, they're still up. 360 puts for July, and that's a ways down there. But make sure to follow us on Twitter. Cassandra's been tweeting lately, and jump on our Discord and come share some of your brilliant knowledge. And don't forget to sub up, like up, comment down. Happy money sticks around. Trending in Florida, AMC week. I don't even know what that means. Everyone in Florida is going to go to AMC theaters. Okay. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.